Hello, today we're going to learn how to divide decimals with whole number divisors. In the first problem here, we have 9/10 divided by 3. Now, there's two options on what you can do. Some of you might immediately know the answer, and some of you might want to use this visual model to help you find the answer. Now, first we have 9/10, so I'm going to shade in 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, and 9/10. Then the problem's asking me to divide by 3, which means we need to create 3 equal groups. Now I have 9/10 shaded in, so I have 9 pieces. And if I want to break that into 3 equal groups, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So maybe groups of 3 might help us. However, we don't just have 9, it's 9/10. So in this group here, I have 1, 2, 3/10. 1, 2, 3. I have another 3/10. And I have another 3/10. Notice I now broke the 9/10 into 3 equal groups. And in each group, like this individual group here, has 3/10 in it. And notice each group that I created, all 3 groups have 3/10 in it. Therefore, the answer to this problem is simply 3/10. Now you could choose to use the visual models. Some of you might have recognized 9 divided by 3 is 3, but we don't have 3 wholes as my answer. It would be 3/10 because I'm starting with 9/10. Some of you might still want to draw out these visual models on your paper, and that's absolutely fine. Now in this problem here, I have 1 and 8/10 divided by 9. You can choose to draw a visual model and draw 2 holes and count out 1 and 8/10, break it into 9 equal pieces and find your answer. You can also do 1 and 8/10 divided by 9. Now, some of you might know 18 divided by 9 is 2. And if I was to do this long division ignoring the decimal point, my answer would be 2. And I can confirm that by doing my long division. Now here I'm using the standard algorithm. You can choose whatever division method you would like to use. But 2 is not my answer. 2/10 is my answer. And notice when I'm doing the division here, I'm starting with 1 and 8/10. So if 2 is my answer, that's impossible. It's 2/10 would be my answer, a much smaller number, because in each group, in all 9 groups, there's only 2/10 in each group. Therefore, the answer to this problem is 2/10. Now for this one, 9 and 6/10 divided by 8. For this problem here, 9 and 6/10, you are welcome to draw out 9 and 6/10, 9 wholes and 6/10, that's fine. But if you don't want to draw all of that out, you can simply set up a long division problem. Now, some of you might know what 96 divided by 8 is. Some of you might know that, and if you don't, that's absolutely fine. You can draw out this long division problem, which I encourage everybody to rewrite this in their notebooks so they have this for the future. Now, if I'm going to do my long division here, 8 times 1 gets me closer exactly to 9, subtract, and I hope this is bringing back some memories with long division. Bring down my 6, now I have 16, 8 times 2 is 16. Now, notice what I'm about to do with my decimal point. 12 is not my answer. You need to include your decimal point in your answer. And notice my decimal point is right here between my digit in my ones place and my digit in my tens place. So I'm simply going to do that same thing for my answer right between my ones and my tens place. Notice I just brought that decimal point up, giving me an answer of 1 and 2/10 as my answer. So here, 9 and 6/10 divided by 8 is 1 and 2/10. Now notice for this problem here, 96 divided by 8 is 12. But 12 is not your answer because you have 9 and 6/10 divided by 8. So your answer is 1 and 2/10. Now for this problem here, we have 6 and 2/10 divided by 2. I'm going to first rewrite this and set up my long division because I like doing my long division to confirm that I have the right answer. So now as I'm doing my long division, 2 times 3 is 6. subtract. Now I'm going to bring down my 2. 2 times 1 is 2, and I have no remainder. Now notice again, I'm simply doing my long division. Now just like the previous problem, we have 6 and 2/10, which means 31 is not my answer. My answer is simply 3 and 1/10. Because 62 divided by 2 is 31, but we have 6 and 2/10 divided by 2, giving me an answer of 3 and 1/10. Notice I have to include my decimal point in my answer. So the answer to this problem here, 6 and 2/10 divided by 2, is going to equal 3 and 1/10. Now, as you complete these problems today, some of them you might be able to do 1, 2, 3. Some of them you may need to rewrite and do long division. Have your notebook next to you during today's problem so you can simply rewrite this in your notebook so you can easily get the correct answer. As always, if you're struggling at all, please refer back to this video. It is posted on my YouTube channel. I encourage you to watch this more than once to look at some of these examples to help you with today's activities.